All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Bew, what's going on with you?
I have no fear. Big things. Kentucky is here, baby. Yes, I am still alive. Coach is dealing with some bad knees right now. I'll be back for you know it with my mega knees. I'm working on it now. I'll be back.
All
What's good,
right,
Coach?
man. Not much, man. We're going to do this regional preview. You know, the 11th region is probably the Wild West as far as boys go. Now, on the girls' side, I guess you could call it the Franklin Flyer Reserve. We got Coach Thacker coming on in just a minute. He's got practice, but he agreed to join us this evening. So we're going to get him on as soon as we can to, just get a little talk on the king of the roost right now. And I say Franklin Flyers because really, man, since 2015, we had two stints where, hold on, here go Coach now. We're going to catch Coach. We know we got somewhere to be. Coach Thacker, man. Hold on, Coach, while I'm waiting on you. Let me go and do this real quick. Coach Bugle, holler at Coach Thacker for me.
My guy, Coach Thacker, man. Coach Thacker, a big friend of the program, been with us since day one. Coach Thacker, if y'all know, one of the greatest minds. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry, Coach.
I mean, it's the best I could do on short notice, Coach Thacker. I got to get me a flyer T-shirt. But we win and we ride, Coach. Man, what's going to stop us from being another regional champion this year, Coach?
Well, as my dad says, if we could figure out what's in the minds of 15, 16-year-olds, we'd be making a whole lot more money than we're making doing this. I don't know. I've said it in the preseason. I still say it. There's more parity this year in this region than there's been really in the last 4 or 5, in my opinion. We've got some new coaches that have done some really, really good jobs at some schools in Lexington and Richmond that have really brought their teams along. We're going to do what we do. Hopefully use our bench and our size and our depth to kind of wear on people. And, it's the same old cliche. You can't turn it over and you got to make foul shots this time of year.
Well, Coach, first of all, man, like I said, you've been a big fan of the program. I've had a chance to meet you personally, coaching my son LCA. Right. One of the best offensive football minds of all of high school football period. You are. And Coach, I was asked one favor for you. That you take it easy on my girls, come my defenders now, my lady defenders, Coach. You got to take it easy on us. I know y'all the big bully in the yard, but Coach, take it easy on my defenders. That's all I ask.
Well, I got news for you. We've got our hands full.
Yes, okay? They do.
They've got 3 kids that would start for us, I can tell you.
Good.
But they, Serena's done a great job, and we knew she would.
Yes.
And they've stayed the course, and they're playing well at the right time. When you go watch the Douglass game from the other night, they're probably 3 or 4 possessions away from that being a 5-point game with 3 or 4 minutes to go. But no, we've got our hands full. I don't think you got to worry about that. So, yeah.
Now, Coach, this season, 25-7, nothing to sneeze at. We've had better records, you know what I'm saying? But also, with this team, I think, did you see this coming when you started this season? I know you were I don't want to say rebuilding, maybe reloading would be the correct word for us this season, Coach.
Well, we're pretty young at the point. The 3 kids that play the point for us is an 8th grader, freshman, and sophomore. Mm-hmm. And, with the schedule that we play, we're not getting a lot of replies to emails when we're asking for games. So those 3 kids have had to do it against some quality competition, and the competition, like I said, in the region's better. So, so we knew, Brooklyn played the point for so long, and then Nevaeh played the point right after her. So we had 2 kids for probably 7 years that we didn't have to worry about press offense, or we didn't have to worry about somebody to handle the ball against traps and things like that. And that's something we've had to work on. So, Logan Kennedy's a freshman. She's played it the majority of the time. Micaiah Wheeler's an 8th grader that's really played well toward the end of the year. And Leah Hogan, who was MVP of the district tournament's a sophomore. So all 3 of those kids have shared the point guard duties. And we knew that we were in a situation where we had to do that by committee. We really had no choice. And Leia was hurt first part of the year. So, we had to bring some kids along pretty quick.
Now, Coach, man, you speak about your young ladies had to run the point for you this year. But, Coach, this is actually a well-balanced team. You got Rachel Shropshire led you in scoring with 10.6. You got Jasmine Chambers at 9.7. You had Julian Fraze with almost 10 points. And then Logan Kennedy, you spoke about earlier, had almost 9.6, almost 10 points. So that's pretty well balanced from your top 4 scores and the rest of your team as well. How was you able to do that and maintain that all year?
Well, I think when you're not, in a situation where somebody's got to take 18 to 20 shots, you're better off. And, in all honesty, we sort of planned it that way. We play about 10 or 11 kids every game. All these kids have played together for a very long time. So we knew we would have to do it by committee. And it really depends. I mean, if Rachel was somewhere else or Jasmine was somewhere else, they'd probably average 15, 16 points a game. But we've never really had somebody to go out and get 20 a night. We've never really played that way. But they look for each other. Our field goal percentage hovers probably around about 45%, which is pretty good for a girls' team. So we've taken the right kinds of shots, and that matters too. And everybody's a threat. That's a good part about it.
All right, Coach. Well, man, Coach, real quick, what's it going to take for us to repeat? Well, I guess, I don't know what it ain't even a repeat. It's quadruple peat. This regional championship, Coach, as we get ready for this tournament as it starts.
Well, you got to stay healthy. That's the number one thing. And we're going to have to make some shots because people are going to make us make shots, because they're going to pack it in on Juliana and Javen. And then I don't know that we've gotten enough points from our defense lately. I think we got to play harder defensively, try to turn people over, use our depth, whatnot. And the most important thing is these kids have to have the confidence to know that we're going to get everybody's best shot, but that should cause you to run faster, jump higher, be a better teammate, and so on. So we'll see, but I'm looking forward to watching them. It's a really, really good bunch of kids, and they've done a really, really good job.
All right, Coach. We thank you for coming on, giving us this little time. Go have us a great practice, Coach. I'm ready. I got your back, and I'm rooting for you, Coach. Let's go for Lady Fly.
First of all, I don't know where in the world he found this shirt at. I don't know with the Walmart in Frankfurt he found it. I don't know where he got it from. I apologize, Coach. I apologize.
Right, I got you.
You have a good night now.
All right, buddy. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach Duke, we're going to keep this train rolling. Up next, we got my man, Coach Moberly, for the Lady Broncos doing big things. Coach Mo, what's going on, Coach? Hold on, Coach.
What's happening, man? What's happening, man?
You see his shirt, don't you, man? Look at it.
Yeah, man. I seen his shirt. Where you going with your shirt on, man?
I got you, Coach. I'm ready for you. Hey, Coach. Great season, Coach. We've been doing big things, man. Coach, we finally climbed that hill. Here we are, regional champions, Coach. How's it feel, Coach?
Man, it feels good to be district champ, man.
Coach,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I'll tell you what, you've done a remarkable job with these ladies. Man, you was able to go for the boys' side. You did middle school, had some high school experience. Coach, you coach middle school football. You do a little bit of everything, man. It's all that played a factor in you coaching these young ladies and turn them into the team that a lot of your other teams have been.
Yeah, I think it does, man. I think, even starting back, like you said, about middle school, man, I took over a program where I actually went to school at as a kid, but program was headed for destruction, man, and turned that middle school program around on both sides, boys and girls. So now I'm on the flip side of it. I'm trying to do it with the football now, which I played football too, but of course I don't have a lot of experience. I didn't play football in college, but it has helped me moving into high school ball transition, getting it, especially getting to coach boys and girls. You get to see both sides of it, man. And I always tell people now, if they want to be a coach in this, man, I mean, you always got to challenge yourself. So I was blessed to, was fortunate to be able to do both. So I got to see, the ins and outs of both sides of it, man, and really got to help me far as a person and coaching wise too. So.
All All right, Coach. Been a dominant season from the Lady Broncos. It seemed like everything just kind of fell into place this season. Coach, just kind of tell us about this team.
Man, this team, man, to be honest with you, man, this team has been they've been having the same goal since day one, since we came in. With a couple of transfers that we had in, it's been a blessing that we got Jamara coming over here for her coming in and joining this program. It's been a great leader for us this year. And the girls are just bought in, man, to the great coaching staff I got. The system that we put in here, they bought in. They came right in. I've been trying to change the culture. It's my third year. And they just come in every day with a good mindset. They want to get better.
Man, Coach, man, 21-8, like Coach Truck said, man. And, Coach, you've done this with a young team. I think it's only one senior on your roster. You got a 7th grader and an 8th grader. Your leading scorers average 18.3 points a game in Mia Rose. Then Jeremiah Chris is right behind her with 15.8. Tell us about those two young ladies, how much you lean on them.
Man, they've been the oil of this team, man, especially Nia Rose and Mara. Good 1-2 punch. Definitely cannot forget about Kay Baker and Ayanna Durrington and Maya Maxwell. And like you said, the 7th grader, the 8th grader, Jaylee Knows, which started halfway through the season this year due to an injury that Durrington had. But they've been great, man. They play well with each other. They know where each other's at on the court. I think Mara has been a good complementary to Naya.
All right, Coach. Now we got a little injury situation, Coach. How any words on that right now? We just gonna let that play out, Coach.
Yeah, we just right now, man. We haven't been healthy. That's the thing. That's the key right now. And right now, we probably about at 75% healthy as far as a team. I'm dealing with probably good 3 to 4 girls right now that's got some serious injuries right now. That we just gonna play through it though, man. You know, solid nothing right now during this time. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't like we can go back and you know we don't have days to rest right now. So next girl has to step up right now.
So what's it gonna take for us to get this win, Coach? To get this regional championship and go to Rupp Arena and represent the Broncos like we need to, Coach.
Man, I think we just need to worry about us, man, and focus on what we do best. Not saying we don't worry about any other team, but I do feel like if we can control what we can control, as far as us in our game, I do think that you know we can play long in this region tournament. And I do think us limiting our turnovers, rebounding the ball is a big key for us. We've been struggling rebounding the ball lately, man, just due to our personnel that we got right now. So we've been struggling in that department right now.
All right, Coach B, you got anything else to coach before we get out of here? We rolling on.
No. We appreciate Coach Mo, man. Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate your service, man, you've done in the city of Lexington community for middle school sports, high school sports, and, you know, outside of the schools, you know, and all the stuff you've done, man. Salute to you. Hats off, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We need more kids like you.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate that, man. Hey, great thing y'all got going on here for the community anyway, man. Always glad to see y'all, man, on the mic, man, every time, man.
Yes, sir.
If y'all ain't doing no, hopefully y'all can come out tomorrow, man. Maybe I better host that game tomorrow or something, maybe.
See what we can do, Coach. Take care, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach Bew, up next. We rolling along. We got Coach Tegt, my man, Coach Tegt from Lexington Catholic, first time winning the district, moving on to the regional championship. Coach Tegt, man. Hold on, Coach. I got it. Go ahead, Coach Bew. Let's go, Catholic, baby. I got you, Coach. I'm with you. Hey.
Next time you're over here, we'll get you some more gear. That looks good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, ain't nobody giving us a chance, Coach. How we gonna get through this region, Coach?
Oh, well, I'll say this. I mean, I love my team. I know what we're capable of. And I mean, that's the only thing that matters. You know, the only opinions that really matter is those in the locker room. And I know what we can do. I mean, we've had a heck of a year. Like you said, the girls went out and they went and got that district championship in a tough district, and they brought that home. I mean, there's nothing given in the 11th region. There's nothing given in our district, and they got the job done. I mean, so like I said, I know what we can do. I love my team. I love these girls. There's no one else I'd rather be in the region with than this team right here.
Coach, man, you've done this with a kind of mixed team, few senior and juniors, but quite a few freshmen that you've leaned on this team, Coach. How important has it had to have this variety of a team, older and younger, and have you leaned on your experience more as the seasons went on?
That is something I think is a huge advantage for us. We have girls who are a lot of dual sport athletes. They play multiple sports. So they've been in stressful situations, not just in basketball, but in soccer, in softball, in other situations. You look at some of our senior girls like KT, Mary Martin Hampton, Olivia Bretts, high-level soccer players. They've played for state titles and region titles and that. So, they know what that pressure is like. You look at some of our younger girls who have come in and helped us this year and have that senior leadership, and the seniors who have played a lot of minutes over the past year, mentoring them and kind of putting them in opportunities that are difficult at times, but it's a good growth opportunity. It's been great for us. And I think our depth and, with the style of play, how we want to play fast, that's very important. And it's all led to this point. Like I said, the first 30 games of the year, your whole regular season is leading up to your postseason. Those are really just practice games to prepare for what is now the performance. These are the fun games. It's when you go out, you play relaxed, you have fun, you play for each other, and you enjoy the moment, because the teams that do that are the ones that are going to go the furthest.
That sounds like, Coach, you're not really, building this up to be more than it is. Like you said, it's just, another game, essentially. How are the girls taking to that, and how are you feeling about us going into this tournament?
Well, I will say this. I think we feel really good going in this tournament. Like I said, bringing home that district title. The past month has been really good for us. And when you look at it, it is in some ways just another game. The court's the same size. It's 32 minutes. You got to score one more point than the other team. We know who we are. We know who our opponents are. While this is a great opportunity for us, it's just, you just got to go play basketball. There is really no difference between this and the other 25-plus games that you've played in the regular season. To build it up in your head, I think, can make you tight. And realize, while this is a great opportunity, it's no different than the other opportunities you've had throughout the rest. So just go get it done. Just go be yourselves and go get it done.
All right, Coach.
Now, Coach, let me ask you a question, but Coach Truck asked his last question. Now, this Madison Southern team, you seen them back on the 15th of February, and you put it on them, 56-42. Is it going to take any extra motivation to get your girls ready for this game? Or are they going to, how do you get them prepared for this game and not worry about what happened in the 15th?
Well, they're ready for it. I think they realize that, we beat them by 15. Josh does a great job with that program. They are a very strong program. They are strong year in, year out. And I know he's going to have that team ready, but we're ready. So, we're not overlooking them in any way just because we beat them by 15 points 2 weeks ago. Because like you said, this is a whole new game. That game means nothing. You got another 32 minutes that you got to go prove it. And they're going to want to prove it for 32 minutes. So it doesn't matter whether you beat them by 20, lose by 20, whatever. You got to prove it again for 32 minutes. And at this point, it's one game at a time. We're over here. We're having a pasta dinner. The girls are in there actually watching film right now on the couch together as a team.
Okay.
So, it's they're not overlooking anything. They're ready to go. And I'm excited for them.
All right, Coach, we're going to let you get back to your dinner. We appreciate you for giving us a little bit of time. Tell my girls I got their back. Let's go, Lady Nice, Coach. We win and we ride, Coach.
There we go.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for everything you do for kids out here. Like I said, broadcasting them, showing all the hard work they put in. They deserve it, and what you all do, we really do appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
All right, Coach Bew. Now, to keep this thing going, we're going to bring on our man, Jared Professor Peck, kind of summarize the girls division, but we get jumped into the boys. Jared, what's going on, my man? How you been doing, Jared?
I've been busy, but getting along.
Hey.
Like you could fall asleep right then and there. I feel your pain.
Well, you just talked to Coach Tegt, and I realized that I've got I have to apologize to Lex Cath. And doing the draws yesterday and then having to go to state wrestling, I got mixed up on who beat who in the Mad South Lex Catholic game, and I got the situations reversed. So I apologize for that. It's just, I was at the 42nd District on Friday night, and then I woke up at 8 a.m. and went to the draw, and then I drove to Winchester for the state wrestling. So busy day, and I got kind of confused. So that's going to be wrong in the paper tomorrow, so I apologize for that.
But that's why you made the big bucks right there. That's exactly why.
You can blame it on me, Jared. Blame it on me. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. I will.
Now, as we get ready for the girls' 11th region tournament, I mean, Franklin County pretty much is their region. You know, outside of a couple years when it was Scott County, do you see anybody challenging my Flyers for this championship? Maybe, somebody come to mind.
Well, I think Douglass has all the pieces to make it happen. Douglass has played the toughest schedule in the region. They faced Sacred Heart. They faced Cooper. They were down 16 to George Rogers Clark and came back to win that game. The problem with Douglass is if Ayanna Derrickson can't go, and that ankle was looking pretty rough when she was walking around last week, that makes it harder. They've added Victory Sledge, who became eligible after her transfer from Bryan Station in the last couple of weeks. That helps because she's 5'7". She's very strong inside. She scored 16, I think, the other night against Station. I had my picks out today. I picked Douglass for this one. The problem with it is the game going to be too big for Douglass? Because we know it's not going to be too big for the girls at Franklin County. Yeah. Even with them being a young team, the tradition is there, the expectation is there, and they've also played big games and been in big spots, and they're going to be ready for the moment, and they're going to be ready to be able to play in EKU, and EKU is a different deal. With the reliance on Nia Rhodes' shot and the three-pointer sometimes, if they don't have the ability to get inside and get those buckets in the paint, sometimes that three-point shooting goes away at Baptist Health Arena.
All right, before we get, I just want to give a shout out to our man Michael Higginbottom out of Richmond, showing out. Want to shout out to him, man, being a big fan, supporting Big Things Kentucky. Great job he's doing. I'm sorry. Now, Jared, other than that, now as we get ready for the boys' side, kind of tell us how your feelings about that. Because that, let's be honest, we kind of thought about, go ahead, you got something?
Wait, no, go ahead and you say, and I'll follow up with you.
I was just going to say, as we look at the region going into the districts and everything, it's pretty much stayed chalk, except for Scott County, who we'll talk to Coach Glenn a little later. And out of them top 4 teams, Lexington Catholic has 2 losses to North Laurel and Mason County. Great Crossings, they've had their losses, but they play top teams and have gone to overtime. They play everybody really close, and they're young. Frederick Douglass has 2 losses, and that's only to Great Crossings and Lexington Catholic. And then Madison Central, they're the only team that's beat Warren Central. So it's kind of like, who you picking out of that, Cole? Jared?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I look here from what I seen, and I ain't seen much. Great Cross is loaded with Michael Moreno's brother. But hey, it's got to be Douglass, Jared. I'm saying I ain't trying to pick your pick for you. Douglass has got to be one of your favorites. These boys looking pretty good. Hey, Coach took over a team. The cover wasn't bare when he walked in there. Avion should now being a 2-4 star. And Coach, they just loaded, Jared. I'm gonna let you go and talk. I'm done. I feel like Coach talking about Douglass football.
I do really like Douglass. I think one of the knocks against them is they haven't quite played the schedule that some of the others have. They did beat George Rogers Clark. They beat Madison Central without Kai Simpson that week because he was out due to illness. I think Madison Central was missing one of their a 4th or 5th starter of the game too. But that was an impressive win at home, playing without your 17 points a game guy. Yeah, I do really like Douglass. Lexington Catholic would have to be the favorite. They've been ranked number 1 this year by our computer rankings. They're ranked number 2 in our final media poll. The issue we have with Lexington Catholic is they've been the favorite the last 3 years.
Yeah.
They lost in the region finals to Scott County in a game that probably they were favored in quite a bit in that one. And then, they took stunning upsets each of the last 2 years, losing in a 100-point overtime game to Madison Central 2 years ago. And then, having Henry Clay come into their house as the 42nd district runner-up and beat them pretty handily. It was a shock. That last last year's upset was shocking.
Yeah.
So they've got to figure this postseason basketball out for me to, I know Coach Salzman doesn't want me to pick them, so I'm not picking them. But if they play their game, if Lexington Catholic plays their game and they people don't handle their press and Reese Potter rebounds and scores inside, Lex Catholic's going to win it. I think they will. If people look at the Great Crossing game against Western Hills the other day and they go, oh, we don't know about Great Crossing, and there's some reason to be concerned about Great Crossing because they're young, even though they have great talent in the sophomore class. They're all sophomores.
Yeah.
And while they have some region tournament experience from last year, seeing them play close games and lose those close games makes you question whether they can win those close games. Now, they pulled it out against Western Hills, and good on them for that. But there's some tougher opponents in this bracket than Western Hills. But Western Hills, after how they played and Walter Campbell played the other night, and Western Hills might be a handful. So you can't really – it's the 11th region. Crazy things can happen in the 11th region. Nobody picked Henry Clay last year to win the 11th region. And they got hot, and it was over. So it should be a great tournament.
All right, Jared. Now, we got, let me see. Right now, okay, we got a couple more minutes.
Hey, has Catholic kind of, we talking amongst me and Coach Trevor amongst some friends, and he mentioned, we realized Catholic had been, like you said, ranked high all year. Have they kind of been under radar all year?
I think people are skeptical of them as a number 2 team because of how they've handled the postseason the last few years. I believe that's what's going on. I mean, I think we've got some buyer beware there on really being all in on Catholic. Even though they won their own tournament, that tournament field was loaded. That tournament field had Warren Central in it. They got knocked out in the first day. So they beat North Alden. They beat Mason County. They beat Great Crossing. There's no real reason to have be wary of this Catholic team except how they performed in the postseason in the past few years. They've got a great resume. They've got people who can score, but Reese, like I said, Reese Potter has to have a good game. Hudson Sparks has to have a good game. John Reinhardt has a good game, and Tyler Goy has to have a really good game because in the 2A championship that they had, they lost to Callaway County, I think, in that one. And Callaway County is no longer alive in the postseason. They got knocked out in their district tournament. So it's high school basketball in Kentucky ain't easy, folks.
You're right. And then on top of all of that, like I said, you got Coach Feldhause and that Madison Central team. I think they got to be like the dark horse for this, especially the way the 11th is played out. You always kind of expect the unexpected. So I think you got to put Madison Central in there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was kicking dirt on Madison Central mid-season because they really play, 5 or 6 players, and they lost to Douglass and blah, blah, blah. And then they wake up and they beat Evangel, who is probably going to win the 6th region this year. And they woke up and beat somebody else the night after. I think they beat North Laurel. So it's you cannot count them out. Jalen Davis is a bucket waiting to happen, a 3-pointer waiting to happen. He can get hot. Robbie Todd is a very good player inside. Against when they played Douglass kind of lessened the impact of Robbie Todd inside. And that makes me think that Douglass can maybe handle some of the post players that they're going to see that are 7 feet tall, like the Reese Potters and the Malachi Morinos. But, 6'6" is not 7 feet, so that's yet to be seen. But, yeah, you cannot discount Madison Central because, they weren't just beating Warren. They didn't just beat Warren Central back in December. Mm-hmm. They were throttling Warren Central. Warren Central came in not ready for that game, and they caught the whirlwind of how good Madison Central can be. And they can be really good when they're hot.
All right. Now, we got Coach Scarberry. I think he's having some connection issues. You want to stick around for that, Jared, or you want to go and get some rest?
I'm fine.
I can stick around. Let me see if we can get Coach in real quick. Coach, can you hear us, Coach?
I can hear you guys. I'm
All
having
right.
some video technical
Don't
issues.
worry about it. We know who you are, Coach. That's my coach,
right.
Coach Scarberry. And my Frederick Douglass Bronco coach, man. First off, you know, when you got the job, you know, I mean, it was all over social media. People kind of questioned this, Coach. They was like, "Why? Who is this dude from Model, Coach?" And here you are, Coach of the Year. Got us probably the hottest team in the state, Coach. Coach, man, can't nobody do it better than you done it for our Broncos, Coach.
I appreciate that. Yeah, there were a lot of questions, I think, when I first got hired. And, you know, I don't necessarily blame those people at the time. And I had to prove myself. You know, I was coming from 2 years off of coaching, and my only head coaching experience had been at a very small school at Model for 12 years. And even though I thought like we had a lot of success there during my time, you know, jumping from there to a job like Frederick Douglass, that's a huge jump. And so, you know, I don't blame people for needing to see me prove what we could do. But hopefully with our success this year, we got a lot more people on the bandwagon now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Coach, man. I guess we knew Douglas would be good. We didn't know you was taking over a fully loaded Cadillac Escalade with 24-inch rims and 4 subs in the back. Coach, you had 2 early losses, you know, to a great Catholic team and a good Great Crosser team. But, of course, that was before Avion Chenault and company came in. Coach, how much better did this team go from December the 10th to where you at now, Coach, once the football players and everybody got in a routine and everything got rolling?
Oh, it's been extraordinary. Like I said, we had 13 players, you know, that started on October 15th. And, you know, then that's JV and varsity. And so we only had 13 guys during that time. And we were pretty limited, you know, with what we had, obviously, when you have that many players. And obviously we were missing Avion, Logan, Tylon, you know, Chris, who's been a proven sub for us throughout the year. We were missing a lot of pieces. And, you know, we went to Catholic on that first game and, you know, only lost by 12. And I felt really good at that time because the guys really bought into what we were doing and they listened to coaching. They never gave up that game and really fought hard, you know, to stay in that game against one of the best teams in the state. And then we got the football players on December 6th. And so I had never coached Avion. I'd never coached Tylon. I'd never coached any of those guys and had really only seen them play, you know, a little bit the previous year. And so, you know, we had 2 days to practice before we went to the Billy Hicks Classic and won 2 games. And that's when we played Great Crossing in the finals. And you know, I won't say that, you know, we would have beat them anyway, but I think it would have been a much more competitive game, you know, had we had those guys for a long time. And I think if we played either of those teams now, you would see a whole different Frederick Douglass team.
Now, Coach, did it? I mean, like you say, you had never coached these guys. You had never seen them, and they just came in. I mean, did you kind of, like the first day, was it kind of like, you know what, this is all right? Or did you ever have a moment where you kind of, you know, you guys were kind of fighting, you know what I'm saying, as far as resistance?
They never resisted anything. They've been great. The players have been perfect since day one. They've been very coachable. There's never been any negativity towards me or the coaching staff or vice versa for that matter. It was just a matter of everybody learning our system because it's brand new, you know, for the most part, a brand new system that they were learning. And, you know, it just took time. And the good thing was after that tournament, the Billy Hicks Classic, we had, I think, 9 straight days without a game. And so it really gave us a lot of time to put everything in, to get those guys in shape, basketball shape. And they just took off. You know, they just took off after that, played with a lot of confidence. You know, our motto this year has been together we will. And they just have done that the whole year. They've been together as a team. We've been one unit since day one. And I couldn't be happier with what they've done.
I think he felt a lot better about his team when he saw that Dean and Chenault could hit their head on the rims if they weren't.
That helps, though.
That does make you a little bit better coach when they can do that.
don't think he had too much of that model, maybe. I don't know.
No, not too many. Not too many. A few, not too many.
Chenault is special. And I got to say, LaMelo Boone, coach.
Yes.
For just being a sophomore, my God, what he's going to be in 2 years. I know you sitting there like, hey, babe, we good to go for the next 2 years.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, we can
it's scary how good they can be.
Yeah, he's special. How is he a hard worker and everything? Everybody we see him is in practice. He give it all like he does in the game.
He does. He's been a leader the whole time. Like he was there from day one, and I see a lot of passion out of him, and it's every day in practice and games. I mean, he's really excited just to be in the gym. I think for him, it's a release. It's a chance to not think about anything else that's going on, and just be able to be in the gym, and that's where his sanctuary is. But he does that. On days that we come in and practice after a game, a lot of the guys are sore and they want to go see the trainer and they want to kind of take it easy. But he's full go. Like from the minute he steps on the court, that's how he is. So what you see in games, I mean, he's like that every day.
Real quick for Torch Truck going, Kai Simpson, man, that kid has been battling there since a freshman. Here he is a senior. Man, I mean, I think he's probably one of the most underrated players in the city, maybe even the state. How special it is being coaching him.
Oh, he's been wonderful all year. He's been a leader for us, and that's not an easy thing to do. It's hard when you're a senior and you got a lot of good sophomore players that play with you, and it's hard for them sometimes to always listen to a senior and what he has to say. But he's, since day one, been a great leader for us. Even today, we practiced getting ready for the regional tournament, and he was very locked in and making sure everybody else was locked in and focused and paying attention and doing what we asked him to do. But I agree. I think he's, I'm a little bit biased, but I think he's the best player in the region. I think he should have got a little bit more publicity throughout the year in terms of, how great he is statewide. I think he maybe gets a little bit overshadowed because we do have so much talent. And that's a good thing for us as a team, that there's not one guy that necessarily gets all the attention. We have 3 or 4 guys that could get the attention or be player of the game. Or I thought it was it was disappointing that Avion wasn't all region team. I thought he was deserving of that. I thought we should have had maybe 3 guys on that team. And then the all district team, there's always going to be a guy that's left out because we have so many good players. I felt he should have been on that team as well, but there has to be a cutoff point. But the good thing is for our team is that on any given night, any of those guys can step up and be the best player we have.
All right, Coach. Now, real quick, what's it going to take for us to punch our ticket to Rupp come this tournament, Coach? What we need to do, Coach?
Well, it's going to be a tough week. We're hoping to do big things. And, starts on a little plug there for you.
Yes, sir.
We're hoping to do, started on Tuesday. We got one more big day of practice and preparation. LCA obviously is a great team. They've over 20 wins this year. And their style of play, I can see giving us fits perhaps. But we just, it's on our home court. I don't think those guys, I know Kai and Talon don't want that to be the last game they play is to lose on their home court. So they're focused, they're motivated, and ready to make a run at this thing. We talked about it today that they've been in that final game the past 2 years, and what's it going to take to get over that hump? So they're ready. They're locked in and ready. Obviously the second round game could be Western Hills or Madison Central, and I think that'll be a dogfight, and that could go either way. And then kind of have to see what happens on the other side. But we're confident, we're ready to go, and hopefully it'll be a great week for the Broncos.
All right, Coach, I got your back. Y'all got anything else for my coach, man, before we get out of here?
I gotta get you a basketball shirt.
Yes, sir. That's all I'm missing, Coach.
You'll be wearing that football shirt down here.
Yeah, but it say champions, though. That's all we need to know.
Hey,
that's where we're going, Coach.
We need a basketball version of that.
Yes, sir. I got you, Coach.
That's right.
Well, we appreciate you, Coach, man. Thank you for coming on. All right, Coach. All right, y'all, real quick. Up next, we got, I don't know, I want to say the redhead stepchild, but the one team that nobody think was going to be there. My man, Coach Tim Glenn and the Scott County Cardinals. Coach Glenn. Can you hear me, Coach? Oh, Cole, what going on? Hello?
Hey, I'm hearing you.
Okay, yeah, we got a bad connection on you, Cole. Hold on, you want to try and log back in real quick, see if we can get a better connection from you?
He's out on the back 40.
Yeah. Coach is a hunter, though. I see that.
I have trouble hearing you.
There you go.
Coach.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, we got bad connection. Hold on. We'll let Coach see if Coach can log back in.
Coach got a taxidermy back there, don't he?
Hey, I love it, though. That's my coach right there. Scott County doing big things, Coach. Hey, got some 8-pointers back there, Coach.
Yeah, Coach rolling.
He's going to be doing some big game hunting this week in this tournament, though, because there's some big teams he's hunting after. Let me see. I'm check back in and see if he got a better connection. Coach, you look better?
He's walking around.
He's walking around. He's looking for a better connection. I like that shirt. I got to get me one of them.
I do like that shirt.
Yeah, I got to get me one of them. Ah, man, I really want to talk to my coach. You know, I love me some Scott County.
All right, let's see. We got it now.
There we go. That sounds a lot better, Coach.
There we go. I think I got it now, Coach.
All right, Coach. Like we were saying earlier.
Get too low.
Yeah. Now, Coach, like we were saying, you got your 8-pointers and your 9-pointers on the wall back there. You're gonna be doing some big game hunting this weekend, ain't you, Coach? This week in the tournament.
Yeah. Hey, 11th region tournament's a big game hunt. Every time you go somewhere, it's a big game hunt. There's no doubt about that. Yes, sir. That's what I told my wife. I said, I'm going to go down here in the basement and do this thing. And I said, I guess I need to plug my phone in.
Coach, man. Hey, first of all, it was a little rough this year. But, Coach, I guess you got these boys playing right at the right time. Man, how did you stay the course, and how did you get these young men keep them focused this whole time during the year?
You know, it's been a rocky road for sure. It's just we've had some injuries and things. We've even had we had 2 young men that were in a car wreck in the middle of the season. They missed about a month. We had some other injuries that affected. Had some sickness that even came into it. So there's only been about 10 or 12 games. We had one young man that started the past two years as our point guard, was the Middleton kid, number 3. He broke his wrist before the first game. So that was kind of it was a tough obstacle to overcome. But what I say is it culminated a little bit there. We had a really good showing in that first round, against Sayers. Sayers a really good team. Rob does a great job with them, and to be able to get us into the district championship. And like I say, it was a great win for us. And like I say, we're fortunate to be here. We're not done, and we're excited to play. We're excited to be a part of that 11th region tournament.
Now, Coach, one thing I want to talk to you about, man. When you first took this job, it was like Coach Buell liked to say, they gave you the keys to, a tricked out Escalade with 24s on it and everything. Coach, how have you dealt with this? You know what I'm saying? As far as, when you got it, it was a crown jewel. And now you're almost rebuilding as far as with the split and everything. I mean, you have to look over there and be like, man, I could have 6'10", a Moreno and all of that.
I know. Yeah, it's been tough. But, the blessing of the whole thing is heck, man, you still get to be associated with basketball and in the program that I played in, and the pride of it, and hey, Scott County is still Scott County. That's what I tell these guys.
Yes,
I said, most of these guys that come in to play us, they don't realize there's a split. They may have heard about it, but they don't understand. Heck, we got like 1,100 kids in Scott County now. I think the last year, and 3 or 4 years ago, we had about 2,800 kids, 2,800 kids, and right now we're 1,100 kids, but we're still playing basketball, and I know we're still working at it right. And so what I say is when these guys come in here to play us, they see Scott County on the jersey, and that is a tradition that has been unmatched really over the past about 20 years in high school basketball here in Kentucky. So, it's I think these kids understand that, and some of it over the past couple of years, it's big to learn the understanding of what the magnitude of what that was, So, but again, I know we're working at basketball right, and I didn't do these guys any favors scheduling. That's for sure. We've played a tough schedule, but it's made us be tested. And I know the 42nd district is it's a bear, along with the 11th region. That 42nd district's a bear. So.
All right, Coach, do you got anything else before I ask Coach the last question? Jared,
No,
you got anything?
Jared, you got anything, Jared?
Well, then, Coach, I just want to know, man, what is it going to take for us to bag one of these big trophy animals walking around in the 11th region, Coach? What we need to do to get us some wins and punch our ticket to Rupp?
Somebody said, I guess think about it, over the past 4 years, since 2017, I guess, there's been a 42nd district team that's been in the finals, if you look back. And it's all the way through there, and it's just been it's a bear. So winner, runner up, you just got to put some things together. And there was somebody said, who would you rather draw? I said, how could you try to pick one of those? I said, heck, we can't play Douglass because Douglass was our district. You want to go we're runner up, so we're going to go 2 Central. You're going to go 2 Catholic or 2 Crossing. I said, my goodness gracious, that's a tall task. But again, we're blessed to be here. We worked at it today. We'll work at it tomorrow, and we'll get us a plan in place, and we're going to try to play until they tell us we can't play no more.
All right, Coach. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Bring home one of them trophies for us, Coach.
I'd like to do it. It'd be a fun thing to do.
All right, Coach. All right, man. Up next, we got the grand poobah of the 11th. My man, Coach Allen Feldhause. What's going on, Coach?
How you doing, guys?
Y'all go ahead.
You're making me feel old now. Making me feel old.
Coach, what kind of magic you got for him this week?
Hell, I don't know. We haven't played. I couldn't tell you the last time we played Western Hills, and really I haven't seen them for the last. I couldn't tell you the last time I even watched them play till these last 2 days. And then, wow, those Campbell boys can play now. They're probably the most physical team that I've seen this year. I mean, we can probably handle just one of them, but then when they got 2, the rebound the way they do, I don't think we faced a team whose offense. I think their offense starts once the ball gets up there on the rim. Gosh, I think the key against them, you got to somehow keep those guys off the boards. I've been very, very impressed with them after watching them on film.
All right, Coach. Ain't nobody giving us a shot this year, Coach. Everybody talking about Douglass and Lexington Catholic. They forgot about what we done did, Coach. How we going to get these boys ready? Go in here and get some respect, Coach.
Well, I don't think everybody talks about their schedules, playing a good schedule. They haven't seen our schedule. Now, I'm telling you, our schedule, there's nobody even close to our schedule. Of course, there's all those top 25 polls that come out every week, and I don't care which poll you look at it. We've played 15 or 16 of them. So I don't think there's anything that somebody can throw at us that we haven't already seen. Now, hey, don't get me wrong. We've laid some eggs against the teams who weren't in the top 25. And those eggs were lack of effort games. I don't think when you get to tournament time, you're going to have to worry about lack of effort. Well, at least I hope not. I mean, the key for us, we're kind of limited depth-wise, is to stay out of foul trouble, which we've been very fortunate to do that pretty much the entire year. And we have given some other kids some opportunities here the last 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4 others coming off the bench. So I'm comfortable, putting those guys in the basketball game. The key for us, I think we'll always be solid enough defensively where we can hang in there. We've got to hit some shots. The big games that we've won against Warren Central, against North Laurel, against Evangel Christian and Harlan County, we shot it well from the 3. We hit 10 or more threes. I think when we do that, put that together with our solid defense, we can play with anybody. But hey, when we're not hitting the basket like we didn't in the district finals against Madison Southern, I mean, we shot it horrible, but that was one of those games I was proud of us because our defense did carry us. And we talk about that all the time. There might be games when you're not hitting that basket. You got to trust in that defense to tough it out, in which I thought we did on Friday night against Madison Southern.
Now, Coach, I know you talk about hitting the threes. I know in 21 when you went to Rupp, when y'all took the region, y'all were unconscious from the three. I think that was it Ben Johnson? Y'all were playing Lexington Catholic?
Yeah, they got upset the finals of the district. And I knew as soon as I heard they got upset, that's who we would draw the first round of the regional tournament. Yeah, that's when we had that 101-97 game. And we played the boxing chaser on Ben. I think he still had 41, but he didn't shoot the ball the first quarter. I think it was the difference in the game. Jalen Davis got really hot. Will Harden. We did hit a lot of threes that game. Cole Brown. We had three guys that struggled from outside that year.
Now, how hard it is to get these region championships. What would it mean to you to get another shot and go back to Rupp Arena?
Yeah, I like it a little bit better when you're the underdog. I mean, probably of the 4 district winners, I would think we're probably the one that everybody's forgotten about because we've got 14 losses. But those 14 losses don't mean a daggone thing once you get in tournament play. Everybody is 0-0. And those 14 losses, 12 of those 14 were against some really, really good competition. And we were in all those basketball games. So it'd be a little bit more special when you got a team that's, kind of an underdog. So that's the role we're going to try to relish here anyway.
Anybody else got anything, Coach? We'll get them out of here, Coach.
No, I think you answered. But like you said, Coach, I know you've been known to have shooters. Robbie Todd, man, how special has he been? He hit 169 threes for you over the season. I mean, how special is he? That young man be 66, excuse me, and then Landon Ray. They've been 2 of your top shooters this year for 3-point land.
Yeah, Robbie, it's unusual where you got a 5-man that can step out there and shoot the basketball like he can. And we try to expose that sometimes when you got a 5-man on the other team that struggles, to guard out there on the perimeter. We try to expose that. And truthfully, I mean, Robbie is a little bit more comfortable out on the floor than he is with his back to the basket. But for us, since we don't have any other size, we don't have any choice. We got to put him in size. But
you got to go down there.
I feel comfortable. We got a lot of plays where we pop him out there and we got him shoot that 3 too.
All right, Coach, man, we want to thank you for coming on. Let the boys know I got their back. I'm rooting for them. Let's go Tribe, Coach. And good luck and thank you for coming on. Coach.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, guys. Thanks.
All right.
And then Jared Peck said, let him talk. If you're going to bring him on, let him talk.
Hey, I was like, y'all got anything you want to say? I think Jared's barely, like you say, Jared barely standing up. He got a stick holding him up by.
You don't talk. I gotta say something for the subscribers, guys. You gotta say something for the subscribers.
See, that's big time reporting right there. Now, next up, we're going to kind of venture out of the 11th. Before we close out the 11th, Jared, you got anything you want to add on to what we've done or talked to, or, any predictions now that you've talked to some of the coaches?
Well, Coach Feldhause is right. I mean, those 14 losses, I'm going to say in my preview coming out tomorrow, if you think those 14 losses mean something, you're in for a whooping because Madison Central, Jalen Davis and Robbie Todd, they can put it on you. So they can't be overlooked. I think they'll feel comfortable with their initial draw, although Western Hills was a handful the other night. But then they get Douglass, a rematch with Douglass, who got them in the regular season in the semifinals, and we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Well said, G-Pay.
All right. Well, we're going to venture out real quick to the 10th region where, a great story where we got Coach Ransom on from the Paris Greyhounds. Coach took over this Paris team. Well, we just going to let Coach tell his story. Coach, man, what's going on, my coach?
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing tonight?
All right,
Hold on. Now, Shawn Ransom, you like family. I had a fight to get you on here, man.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, like I tell my guys, though, at least somebody's out there fighting for us. So, I'm going to take y'all and I'm going to run with it, though. Hey, I know how it goes.
You know, I just carry the equipment and stuff. I don't have no
Oh,
I'm like, man.
Hey.
He's one of my because he's like family. I'm like, yeah, it's my wife's family. Can the man get on the show?
Can I get a little down? You know, they say you got to get in where you fit in, so I'm just playing my role.
That's it, man. That's it. First of all, man, great job returning home to your alma mater.
Thank you.
You've done a great job, Coach. A lot of people don't know you start off turning our lady defenders around. Had a good program over there. Went over to Douglass, start that brand new program for the ladies. Went on the boys' side for a little bit and decided to go home at your alma mater, man. And I seen you on something on the news a couple weeks ago when y'all beat somebody. Sit the might be and you was all in. I was like, Coach is feeling it.
Man,
I see your energy,
best
man.
dressed coach in high school basketball. Coach got the Gators on, Coach.
He stayed clean, man.
Yes,
Them
he
PKY boys is fancy down there now.
Hey, man, hey, you look good, you feel good, you play good. That's what they say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's this year been, man? It came like a whirlwind to you?
Well, I tell you what, man, you know, it's kind of like it really flown by. You know what I mean? You kind of learn on the fly. Like I said, I'm at a school now, you know, we're a little smaller in numbers and whatnot. So, you know, we share our athletes, you know, and things and whatnot. So I didn't even really get my full team until, you know, late November. We're talking about almost, you know, Thanksgiving, you know, and whatnot. I was a late hire as far as the job. You know, I started off the school year at Frederick Douglass. You know what I mean? And, you know, I got hired in late July as far as, you know, the basketball goes. So I didn't even get any summer ball or anything with these guys. You know, we came in, did some open gyms, you know, a lot of learning on the fly. And I tell you what, man, in such a short amount of time, I really can't ask my kids for any more than what they've done for me. They bought in from day one. You know, the parents have been great. You know, administration's been great. Community is definitely behind us. So, you know, I mean, I'm riding the wave, man.
All right, Coach. Now, as you know, you had this great season. You went runner-up. You getting ready to go to this tournament, Coach. I don't think anybody's really giving you a shot.
Hey,
how you gonna handle this, Coach?
Well, you know what, Coach? Like I told my team, you know, as I looked at the preseason rankings, you know, when they came out in the 10th region, you know, I told my guy, Dr. Sports, you know, and Puck, like, I'm going through the list. You know, when I get to 8, 9, and 10, 11, I still don't see our names. So, you know, I told Sports, I said, hey, man, is Paris still in the 10th region? And he kind of, you know, they all fell out, man, you know, whatnot. But I'm a true believer in what I do, you know, and like I told them, you know, we come in the back door, you know, hopefully we can leave out the front. You know, I've seen some stranger things, you know, whatnot. So, you know, we're going to ride that wave, man. We're going to come out. We're going to play hard. And we're going to let the chips fall where they lay. Like I tell our guys, we got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we can just go full-fledged. We're going to play, you know, pedal to the metal. And we'll be ready, though. We'll be ready.
Now, Jared Peck, where'd you have him ranked that preseason? Where'd you have him at?
Paris?
Yeah.
Hey, I've been to a Paris game this year. I came to see him in the All-A Region Classic final. And things just kind of got sideways for him a little bit in the first half, and it snowballed on him. But, you know, Jared Ransom and Ashford, those kids can play. And I have a bad feeling you're not going to get them until late November or maybe early December next year, because that football team is going to be pretty good next year.
Yeah,
but I also think that basketball team would be pretty good. I'd like to see you in the Lexington Catholic Holiday Tournament next year, Coach.
Hey, well, you know, we got to get the invite first. You know what I mean? Got to
give Salzman a call.
You know, like I tell them, you know, a lot of times, you know, with schools like this, I've been a part of the Lexington Catholic Tournament one time. Well, you know, and I was a girls, you know, head coach of Bryan Station. When I come in, you know, our first time out, we get the #1 team in the state, first rank, you know, first game. Like, man, you know what? Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, Brandon, we supposed to be cool, you know what I
mean? He's not cool like that sometimes.
You know what I mean? Show me a little love. You know, we tipped the ball up, and it's Erin Bowley, and I mean, she's 6. You know, and she playing point guard. I said, oh man, like kind of like what's going on? So, but you know, like really tournaments like those tournaments in Lexington Catholic, those are good exposure tournaments. You know what I mean, for guys and girls and stuff like that. And I would love to come though, but you know, we need a little love, scratch our back too. You know,
man, how hard is it going to be for you to really put a step on this when you don't get these kids so late in the year? Like Jared said, football team's gonna be good for a few years to come. How hard is it going to be to get your kids, you know, so late in the year?
Well, you know, it's all about being on the same page as far as communication, you know, with the football coach and whatnot. Fortunately, I'll get some summer with them.
I get a little few weeks in the summer to kind of put my system in, for the guys that, are still there and the guys that are going to be coming in new, or whatnot. So any chance we can get to kind of, sneak in the gym or watch some film or whatnot, like we'll take advantage of it. And I think I've really got the attention, of the kids now in the program and in the community to where they want to be there. As a kid and as a player, you got to want to be somewhere. And I feel like I've changed the culture there. And like I said, the kids are responding well. And I'm excited, man. I really am.
Hey, man, how special is that Malachi Ashford, just a freshman?
Hey, man,
almost 21 points a game for you.
Hey, man, listen, like I told people before, I think he's the best freshman in the state. You know what I mean? He's the type of guy that you can run your whole program around. Not only does he do it on the floor, but in the classroom, this kid is a straight A student. You know what I mean? He's on time every day. You don't have to, he's one of those kids to where you don't have to worry about. And I tell him all the time, man, you kind of remind me of a Tyler Eulis type. You know what I mean? And I always say, man, what's your dream school? He said, Coach, I want to go UK. I said, well, I tell you what, man, you keep doing what you're doing. Hey, listen to me, Cal. We 10 miles down the road, and I'm telling you right now, this kid is a big-time kid. He plays on the AAU circuit at a high level, and things like that. So, man, let's give this kid a shot. He needs to get some more ink than he's already getting.
Yeah, you got the man on there right now. We lost Coach Beauty.
Basketball player. So I don't know where he got it. Must got it from his mama's side of the family.
Hey, that's family. You know what I mean?
Well, man, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck as you go into this tournament and keep doing what you're doing, man. Big things. Y'all got anything else for Coach, man, before we get out of here?
No, salute to you, Coach. You doing your thing down there.
Jared, I know you got something. You always do. I see that smile on your face.
Well, I just think you get more love from Truck if you give him a T-shirt. That's what you need to do.
Hey, okay. Hey, you know what? I can even probably do a polo.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Shawn, don't waste your time, man. If you ain't winning 20 plus games a year, he ain't winning. He ain't winning. He's a fair weather fan.
You heard my feelings.
He's been wearing that Tribe shirt the entire interview on you. So I don't know about him.
It's good stuff, man. I appreciate the love, guys. I appreciate everything you all do for the kids and show them, all types of ways to keep doing what they're doing. And if ever I could do anything for you, just let me know, man. I'll do what I can.
All right, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Yeah. All right, man. As we put a bow on our 11th region preview show, like Mr. Higginbottom said, if you want to watch these games, Prep Spin will be carrying a first round game, probably LCA or Lexington Catholic, and WBON will be carrying one of the Madison Central schools or maybe both games. But check them out if you want to watch the game live. I don't know, I might drop a hint or two. Who we might be thinking. But as we get ready to wrap this up, Jared, you want to make a prediction or you just want to follow it as it goes? Who you think might win it? Boys and girls.
Well, I'm picking every region right now. I'll have a region by region, every region in the morning on the boys. On the girls, I've already picked Douglass. I've also kind of picked Douglass for the boys as well. I think it's a Bronco season, but I was looking back at my last year's picks and I only got half of them right, so I don't know anything. I might as well just be here saying we win and we ride when somebody wins.
Hey, Coach, I'm just saying. Coach Bill, you got anything else, man?
Man, Jared Peck, always great to have you on. I'm like Jared Peck. I like Douglass. Jared Peck, tell them where they can find you at, where tomorrow's article going to be at, and all that good stuff. Because if you missed that, you're not following Jared Peck. He follows everything.
Online, we're Kentucky.com. You go to Kentucky.com and high school sports tab is there, and all my stuff is there. I've covered swimming, wrestling, basketball, bowling, everything is there. And on Twitter, I'm at HL Preps, and this week I'll have highlights from the games and try to keep everybody up to date at HL Preps on Twitter. So I'm really looking forward to a great week of basketball, a great 3 weeks of basketball, because we go regions and then right into the girls' Sweet 16, and then right into boys' Sweet 16. And I guess I'm sending out baseball and softball surveys this week too. So who knows?
Jared, man, you need to get a nap in there somewhere, man.
Listen.
You need to get a nap in there somewhere or something, Coach.
Jared Peck covers Yates kickball at 3 sets and let you know who the best kickball kid in the city of Lexington is right now. Jared Peck does it all, y'all. Follow this.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jared Peck. Appreciate your support always, man.
We're going to let Jared get out of here. Coach Buell, man, you got anything else before we wrap this up, Coach?
Ooh, I need a nap like Jared, man. Hey, man, great. Hey, look, shout out to you, man, for your grind all basketball season. Coach, you've been doing it pretty much solo dolo. You pull in like I told you, got a hand of spades. You got one spade and a whole bunch of possibles. Shout out to Ozone Mitchell helping you, Pete, Coach Pete Adams, Q Walker, man, our young guy, young bird. The young ladies that helped, Tasha, man, salute to you, man. Your grind has been unprecedented. You know what I'm saying? I had some other stuff dealing with, as you have too, but
good,
thanks for carrying the big things brand, man. I promise y'all, we try to get back in it for baseball, trying to get myself healthy for football for sure, man. So the grind don't stop, as Coach Truck says, man. He's been doing his thing, kicking it out there. Follow us, like, share, subscribe, man. And get out there for sure.
Yes, sir. Well, as always, we're going to wrap this up. Go on, give them the speech, Coach.
And, man, as always, we should be a living donor. I'm Coach Buell. My man, Coach TV's on assignment. Coach Truck.
Peace. Thank y'all.